So it's time to review the new P790 from Taylormade, one of the success stories from Taylormade over the last 5 or 6 years. They've relaunched their 4th generation iron. Remember guys, if you like our videos, please hit that subscribe button and tell all your golfing friends. So Taylormade's P790 iron, it's the 4th generation iron in this range, one of Taylormade's most popular golf clubs. Launched back in 2017, it was a great iron back then and it's still going to be a great iron this year. So how can they change something that's been so successful? Well, they haven't really. There's a few little tweaks, but there's not a massive difference. 7-iron's still coming out at 30.5 degrees in loft, so not as strong as some, but definitely not as weak as others. The main difference is the centre of gravity. So where have they put the mass in the head when it comes to the long irons? Well, what they've done is they've lowered it to allow you in that 3, 4, 5, 6 iron and the 7-iron to launch that ball a little bit easier and pop that ball up a little bit higher. Standard this year in the shafts, they've gone with the 2. They've gone with the Dynamic Gold 105 in the stiff and the Dynamic Gold 95 in the regular. And they've stayed with their Z grip. So it's a fairly, nothing's much changed from that point of view. A huge amount of custom options as always from Taylormade, but their standard stuff is as we've just said. So in terms of how is this going to perform? Well, it's still a forged face. It's still got that speed pocket, so it's going to be fast, it's going to be hot. We're now going to go and head into our Trackman studio. We're going to get some numbers. I'm not sure this is going to feel much different to previous models, but it'll be interesting to see what the data says. So we've jumped down into the bay here at our Peterborough store to give this P790 a little bit of run for its money. So I've put it in the standard shaft this time, so I've gone for the Dynamic Gold 105 S300, a little bit longer just to help me. We're going to see how it goes. I mean, look, you guys know that if you look at this P790 from the back, Taylormade will probably tell you that it looks cleaner and sharper, but they've got to, right? There's a small change in the aesthetics at the back. That's a stability bar that they're trying to make sure that on the off-centre strikes, the club's not going to twist and the off-centre strike's not going to go as wide. But to actually look at on the rack in your golf bag, it's not going to be that much difference. But I think that's one of the key benefits of 790 is from generation to generation, it actually doesn't change massively. It doesn't need to change massively. It's a good performing golf club. So let's have a hit. Let's see how it feels. And we'll have a look at the data and see what's going on. So I think immediately, well, apart from a massive push to the right, immediately you hear the click. There's definitely a more solid contact rather than that forged soft feel that you sometimes expect. Let's hit 2 or 3 more and then we'll have a look at the numbers. A little bit low on the face. I always like to hit a few missed strikes, as you know in these videos. It does help to understand how forgiving the golf club is. I wish that they were on purpose, but they are not. A little bit more. We found the fairway on that one, so that's not too bad. Just feels powerful. You know, P790 is notorious for that ability to just feel like you've hit the iron and it's solid. So up at the numbers here, what are we seeing? Well, we kind of want to exclude this one out on the right here that I've absolutely missed the planet on. But club head speed 91, we know that's my sort of stable. 186 carry. So from previous irons that I've hit, it's about where these kind of hot irons are going, right? 186 for me, I've said in previous videos, that's a bit too far for me. I'm a 175, 178 kind of guy with a 7-iron. So it's long. And I know people may say, well, why don't you want more distance with a 7-iron? And it's not because I don't want to hit it further. It's mainly because for me, as a golfer, I need to understand how and trust that for the last 10, 15 years, I've always hit it 175. So when I'm standing on a golf course with an iron that can hit it 185, I'm probably going to get a little bit nervous. You know, I'm not going to trust it. I may not swing as well and so on and so forth. But the interesting thing up here is, and that I quite like, is this land angle. You know, you know in these iron videos, I'm a big stickler for land angle. It doesn't get talked enough about. So for me, 50.5 degrees, this thing's going to come down like a butterfly with sore feet. It's going to sit on that ground and just really, really react to a green. Now that's with a 7-iron. With the changes that they've made to the CG, I think you're going to see that, not maybe as high obviously, but you're going to see that ability to stop the ball on the green in the lower irons, so 4, 5s and 6s. So overall, looks like a Taylormade, smells like a Taylormade, hits like a Taylormade. Haven't changed a lot in terms of the cosmetics, which we didn't want them to. Feels clickier for me than the old model, so it feels like it's going to be a little bit more solid. There's one in there that I hit poorly or didn't feel great out the middle, and it felt like I was going to get the results out of it. I didn't have to kind of worry that I was going to drop off 10, 15 yards and maybe hit it into that front trap with a real bad off-centre strike. But overall, it's a P790 iron. We know it's going to perform. We know golfers are going to love it. It's a great iron. You know, I'm interested to see how many people change from the old one to the new, but I definitely think as we go forward into the next 18 months with P790, it's going to be definitely a great iron for that guy that wants something good looking and can perform with speed. So we've hit P790 on Trackman. The numbers stack up. The technology clearly works. So it is time for that dreaded AF golf scoring. So we obviously always start with look. P790 looks similar to the old model. It looks classy. It looks quality. Any level of player I think can play this iron. So for me, a big score of 9 out of 10. Feel. The forged face helps. For me, it was a bit clickier. I personally think it does what it says on the tin. It feels solid. What was really important, and we said that on the Trackman, was that the off-centre strike was actually a decent feel as well. It didn't sort of hurt the hands or didn't really sound any different. So feel for me was 8 out of 10. Affordability. P790 are not the cheapest, and Taylormade have popped the price up a little bit this year. It's comparable to some other irons in this sort of market. So if you're a P790 guy, you kind of know what the price is going to be. So I say for this level of technology and this quality of iron, 8 out of 10 would be a great score. Customization, well, as always, and I'll always say this when we get to a Taylormade product, is we are able to build this product in our build center. So custom options for us here at AF Golf is always a little bit more than some others, but we're able to put all sorts of shafts and heads. Working with a partner like Taylormade is fantastic for us because it allows us to have the heads only and put the shafts in that some people want and some people want to try. So custom options with any Taylormade product for us is very high. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Performance, look guys, it's a P790. It's going to fly. It performs. The off-centre hits are good. The centre hits are good. Everything about it is solid. It's why they don't need to change a lot. So overall performance for me with the P790 is 9 out of 10. So that gives us a fantastic score for the 2023 P790 model of 42 out of 50. So there you go guys, that concludes our P790 review. It's a great iron. Remember, if you do like our videos, please hit that subscribe button, share our YouTube channel with all your golfing friends, and we'll see you at our next review.